It was a busy day at the company. I just got out of the conference room after a 4-hour meeting. I took my husband's role as acting CEO because he is busy with other stuff. As I finally reached my office, I immediately called my secretary to make me a cup of coffee. I kept on calling her name, but there was no answer until I remembered that she was on leave for the day for medical reasons. So I reached for my husband's secretary instead. I called her on the phone, and after a minute she came to my office. She is wearing a short black skirt and a fitted red polo. And just by the looks of it, she is gorgeous and her body is well defined, something that I lack. "Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?" "Can you make me a cup of coffee? I want it hot and dark. Thank you." She flashed a smile and nodded politely. She immediately followed my orders. After a couple of minutes, she went close to me and placed the coffee on my table. She was only a couple of inches from me, and I could smell the scent of her perfume. "Your perfume is very familiar. Is that Baccarat Rouge 540? She smiled widely. "Yes, ma'am." I raised my eyebrows. "But isn't that a men's perfume?" Her smile became even more expansive. "My boyfriend owns it." As she said those words, she quickly glanced at our family portrait on my table. It is a picture of me, my husband, and our son. I paid it no mind, but I won't lie that it does bother me. As soon as she was done with her task, she went back to my husband's office. But before she could entirely leave my office, I called her attention when I remembered something. Today was her birthday. "By the way, happy birthday, Ria. Thank you for your service." She flashed yet another beautiful smile. "Thank you, ma'am." Then she immediately left. Ria has been with us for 2 years, and I can say that she is doing great with her job as a secretary. I snapped back to reality as soon as I remembered about the backlogs and pending work that I had to finish. For the next 5 hours, I only focused on the tasks that needed to be done. But I was interrupted by a phone notification. I quickly viewed it, and it was a receipt from our online bank. My husband and I have joint bank accounts, and I can see every transaction he makes. As I read the receipt, my curiosity rises. A handbag? For $5,000? From a luxury brand? Why would he spend so much money, and for whom? My husband knew that I'm not a fan of luxury handbags. In fact, I don't like anything luxurious at all. I was so confused. But instead of confronting him, I chose to let it slide. Maybe it's for his mom. I whispered to myself. I immersed myself back in my work. I have to double my effort now that our company is growing big. Both my husband and I did work ourselves off for this company, and now that we finally reached our goal, we are even more eager to get another one. The clock hit 6 p.m. and it was time to go home. I waited for a text from my husband because he usually texts me whenever it's time to leave, but he hasn't contacted me yet. So I decided to go to his office, and when I was about to reach for the door, it opened. The first thing that I saw was Ria. Her hair was slightly messed up, and the first 2 buttons of her polo were unbuttoned while my husband followed her. "My love, I was about to call you," my husband said in a very casual tone. My mind is already jumping to conclusion. I am currently overthinking. What did they do? Why are they alone inside? Why is Ria looking so messed up? But I kept all of those to myself. I gave them a fake smile. "We have to go. Gio is waiting for us." Vince nodded and swiftly got out of his office. "Happy birthday again, Ria. I hope you enjoyed your day." My eyebrow raised as I heard the emphasis "enjoyed." So it means she already did something that would cause her to enjoy her birthday? What is my husband trying to imply? Ria replied with a cute yet flirtatious smile to my husband. I could feel my blood boiling, but I controlled myself. Let's go, I demanded. But before we could leave the spot, I saw Ria smirking at me, directly to me. The expression on her face suddenly changes from innocent to pure evil. That girl is a snake. On the way home, I tried to forget everything. Maybe I was just tired and hallucinating, and on top of that, I don't want to start a fight. The next day, my secretary was still absent, so I asked Ria to escort me for a business lunch. When she entered my office, my eyes immediately landed on her new handbag. The brand there was a similar one written on the receipt. Could it be the one my husband purchased yesterday? You have a nice bag. I complimented it, hoping she could sense the sarcasm in it. Thank you. My boyfriend gave it to me. She flashed another smirk, the same smirk she gave me last night. This is worth $5,000. I am so lucky to have such a rich and gallant man. He loves me because he is willing to give me everything. I can sense that she's trying to tease me. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I think the evidence is already in front of me. My husband is having an affair with his secretary. Sorry, Ria, I think I can handle myself today. You don't have to accompany me anymore. I don't want to be with her, because if I can't control myself, I could slap her. She smirks even more widely. That's good to hear. I can spend time alone with my boyfriend. I saw her, winked at me as she left my office. That girl is getting on my nerves. After the lunch meeting, I returned to the company building and went straight to my husband's office. I have been preoccupied with their affair the entire session. My heart was pounding like crazy as I neared my husband's office. Good thing I have the company's master key. I opened it directly, and there I saw the two of them kissing and touching inappropriately. I screamed at what I saw. What is the meaning of this? I was being hysterical, but both of them were not even shocked or bothered. You bastards! How dare you disrespect me like this? I yelled at my husband, but he just laughed mockingly. There is no need for lying, Martha. I know you're going to discover our affair because you're smart. And now that you know about us, what is it for you then? I don't love you anymore. No, scratch that. I don't need you anymore. His words pierced me. And what's even worse is that he's holding Ria's hand while she's smirking at me like crazy. What do you mean? He let go of Ria and walked towards me. As I was looking at him, he seemed like a completely different person. He is not my husband anymore. It means that I want to be with someone else. I'm done with you. I only needed you for your wits and intelligence. And now that I already have this thriving business, I'm sick of you. You're lying. I'm not. Just look at you. You're a complete loser. Your body is ugly, your face is dull, and you have no appeal. Do you think a wealthy man like me would want to be with an average girl like you? For fuck's sake, I can't even compare you with Ria. She's perfect, and you have the lowest of lows. He shouted those words right in front of me. Ria proudly stood there feeling flattered. She is a snake. After everything that I did for you, and you are just going to treat me like this? I built you this empire. I helped you achieve your dreams, and now you're dumping me over your secretary who did nothing for you? She makes me happy. The only thing you gave me is regrets. I wish I never married you. You're not enough for me. Ria went near him and caressed his arms right in front of me. Darling, Don't worry about her. Let's get out of here. She's just a waste of time. Her voice is full of seductive tones. I wanted to snatch her hair and teach her a lesson, but I control myself. You have a son, Vince. Please, don't do this. Ria rolled her eyes. Then take care of him. Do you expect me to become a stepmother? Ew, no way. I will only have Vince for myself. Bring your child with you. My heart shattered. How can they say all these things? And Vince was smirking the whole time. What happened to him? He is not like this. Vince and Ria were about to leave when I fell to my knees and begged. Please, I don't care if you don't need me anymore. Just don't leave, Gio. Our son. He needs you. He needs a father. Please, Vince. Our son needs you. Well, I don't need both of you. I'm sure you have money enough for the both of you to survive. I don't want to live a miserable life with the both of you anymore. I reached for his feet to ask for mercy, but he kicked me. Ria grabbed my hair and dragged me out of Vince's office. The scene caught everyone's attention. They were already looking at us. Ria shoved me to the ground and pointed at me. You're so stupid. Can't you understand a simple sentence? I said, bring your child with you. Don't ruin our relationship. Vince and I are happy, and you will suffer in jealousy because you will never make him happy as I do. She lowered her body and whispered to my ears, I'm going to have all his money thanks to you. I closed my eyes and I could only imagine the pain and sadness in my son's face once he knew about this. It breaks me so much to see him suffer. This is so unfair. Why does she have all this audacity? And when did my husband become so evil? I immediately went out of that building. I went straight home and hugged my child intently. Mom, is there something wrong? Why are you crying? I didn't answer him, but instead, I hugged him even tighter. And after a while, I looked him in the eyes. It's you and me now. We will get out of here and start anew. But where's Daddy? He left us already. He is with another girl. But don't worry. Mommy will find a way for the both of us to live a comfortable life. I can hardly hold back my tears. And in a second, my eyes welled again. I'm scared for the future of my son. It's okay, Mommy. We have Daddy's card, remember? We can buy toys and food and lots of toys, right? I paused for a moment and realized what my son just said. Chio, you're a smart kid. I was filled with an adrenaline rush. I kissed my child on the forehead and headed quickly to my room. I scanned my bag and fished out my credit card, our joint credit card. I immediately contacted our bank agent. Hello, I'm requesting to cancel the other party's access to our joint account. We are no longer together. Can you do that? Sure. You can send in the details of the bank. Do you wish to split the balance, or I will have all of it, please? Thank you very much. Very well. This is noted, ma'am. We will send you the transaction update within an hour. I ended the call and my hands were shaking. I will withdraw every last bit of money from that bank account. If he wants to be happy, then I'll let him be, but not with the money that I also worked hard for. This is unfair. After an hour, I received an email stating that I already had bank account ownership. I asked my secretary to withdraw the money immediately as soon as possible. Also, I quickly opened our company's server on my computer and set myself as the primary controller. In this sense, I have the main access to all the company's transactions, including investments, profits, and reports. On top of that, I designated myself as the new CEO and kicked my husband out of the executive board. Now, I'm at the top of the hierarchy, and everyone will follow me instead of my husband. I also own all properties under our names, As he loses power and access over all of them, he will become penniless and suffer from his wrongdoings. I wonder how long his mistress would stay now that he is broke. And just like that, all my bombs have been planted. I'm just waiting for them to blow up. The following hours were full of phone calls. Prominent company people kept asking me what happened and what was the cause of the sudden changes. And I just answered, my husband left me and our son. I won't let him go with money and a title to brag about. That's just unfair. Starting now, I'm taking matters into my own hands. After plotting revenge, I heard nothing from my husband and his mistress. But after a week, I heard a loud knock from the front door of our house. I opened it and saw my husband in ragged clothes. His eyes were swollen, and his body smelled like garbage. I just stood there staring at him, judging his whole existence. Please, take me in. The hotel kicked me out because I couldn't pay it anymore. I have no money to buy food. Please forgive me. Please save me. I remained emotionless and unbothered. Where is your mistress? He closed his eyes, and the moment he opened it, I saw deep regrets. She left me. She doesn't love me. She fooled me. I fell for her trap. She went with the CEO of our company's competitor. Oh, that is so sad. I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. I said it in a very sarcastic way. He fell to his knees and begged for mercy. Please, please help me, Martha. I love you. I will not leave you and you again. Please, save me. No, Vince, you did this to yourself. You decided to leave us, and now we have decided never to let you enter our lives again. We're fine without you, and we are doing good. We don't need you anymore. He cried and begged for mercy. But I slammed the door in front of him, just as he slammed to me how much he hates me and how irresponsible he is as a father. Now, it's time for our payback. After that day, Vince was never allowed in our house and company. He became homeless and penniless. Just because of a wrong move, he lost his life, career, and family.